Great, great, great. All right. Thank you, Kenny Adekoya. So, guys, just drop. Let's know where you're joining us from, what you do on the chat box. About 70 something persons registered. So, and this is still 21. So, I know more persons should be joining. So let's keep it going. I'm also going to share across some platforms. My name is Olufemi Bitoye. I'm a consultant, HR consultant. I work 9 to 5 as well as my consulting on the side. Please just drop on the chat box where you're joining from, your name and what you do, so we can get to meet you as you join. So I do my 9 to 5 as a human resource generalist at Alex Legal, and but I'm fully into consulting. So one of the things that I do is also training, and that's why I have sessions like this that I also come up that I also organize once in a while. I try to do keep up with that quarterly, but I have formal official training sessions, and I'll tell us about that in a bit in course of this session today. And I'm very glad to have with us this morning my brother Pelumi, who is a very fantastic solid guy. We worked together at the time while I was with Decagon, and after I left, I think somehow we got to keep touch again, and he's doing a fantastic job. Let me read his profile to you so that you get to meet him. Oluwapelumi is a licensed and certified human resource professional with a proven track record of enhancing organizational effectiveness and efficiency through strategic talent management, employee engagement, and regulatory compliance. Oluwapelumi holds a first-class honors degree. It's a first-class degree holder. That's no joke. In public from Nasarawa State University and an MSc in Industrial Relations and Personnel Management from the University of Lagos. So where he presented his thesis on the impact of remote work on the productivity of female employees. Additionally, he earned a postgraduate diploma in theology from the Redeemed Christian Bible College, RCBC. Oluwakolum is an associate of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, Nigeria's premier HR regulatory body, where he currently serves as the chairman of Lekki Ajabadore chapter, Lagos State branch. He is also an associate of the Chartered Institute of Human Resources Management, CIHRM, and the certified trainer and associate of the Nigeria Institute of Training and Development, NITAD. His credentials include certified management consultant and fellow of the Institute of Management Consultant. So you can see he's very much equipped to, is qualified to actually take us on this session this afternoon. He's an active member of the several HR professional networks, including HR Foundry, the Association of Elite Human Resource Professional, and HR Global Partners, where he contributes to research and development units. Oluwapelumi has garnered professional experience across diverse sectors, including the public sector, tech management, HR consulting and advisory, and asset management. He's widely recognized as leading HR consulting voice on LinkedIn, where he regularly shares practical insight on HR management and personal professional development. He currently serves as the head of human resources at Networth Portfolio and Asset Management. Networth Portfolio and Asset Management. And beyond his professional pursuit, Oluwapelumi is also a pastor at RCCG, the Living Seed Church, Aja. In his free time, he enjoys spending quality moments with friends and family playing games. All right, so friends, let's welcome, and watching Netflix, let's welcome Pelumi this morning as he takes us on this conversation of HR certifications. I've seen several conversations recently where people want to get jobs and they ask questions like, is HR certification really important? How important is it? I didn't get this job. Is it because I don't have a certification? And we see some roles, in fact, many roles these days, where one of the requirements is you need to be certified. And people are asking the question, where do I start? How do I go about it? And all of that. So that is why I put this session together, and we would be having an interesting time. So Pelumi will share a bit, then I will give room for question and answers. So it's also very beautiful to mention that Pelumi will be getting married soon, and we are going to be eating rice, and my guy will have the market. All right, Pelumi, you have the floor. Welcome this morning as I try to get more persons to be on this call. Matthew said, Opo. All right, Pelumi, you're welcome. Let's have you.
Good morning, everyone. That introduction is too much. It's too much. It's too much, but I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I count it a privilege, and yeah, let's get the ball rolling. Okay, I'll be sharing my screen shortly. Just give me a minute. All right. So while I share my screen, I would just like to ask all participants, and just to get an insight into where you would love to work. Just name three top organizations that you would love to work with in your lifetime, right? Whether within Nigeria, Africa, or global brands, right? That you would love to work with, right? Just drop something in the chat. If it's Apple, fine. If it's what else? Shell, whether in oil and gas, whether in fintech, can you just drop something in the chat? Let's engage. Except, oh, nice. Is that Sheraton? Sheraton, awesome, awesome, good brand. Thank you, Matthew Oluwaseun. Apple, Facebook, impressive. Aha, it looks like we have people who are dreaming big. Any other person? Let's see, let's see. Next to nice. ExxonMobil, impressive. Oil and gas. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay. Any other person? All right, my screen is up. Please confirm to me that you can see my screen.
Yes,
Femi, please confirm you can see my screen. Okay,
yes.
fantastic.
Yeah,
All right, thank you. So we are going to take time to walk through this presentation, right? And afterwards, we will take questions as much as we can. If we're unable to take all of the questions today, we can possibly take the rest, maybe on LinkedIn if time permits us. We can connect on LinkedIn. You can also reach out to Femi one-on-one, maybe on LinkedIn as well. He would also be able to respond to some of the questions. Ismail Gao, please feel free to bombard him with your career related questions. Okay, so today we're looking at HR certifications, the what, the why, and the how. And we are going to focus majorly on understanding the role of certifications in advancing your career. Okay, particularly your career in HR. So for some of us on the call, we may be career starters. For some of us, we are considering transitioning from our current job to HR. While some of us are even possibly older guys in HR, and we just want to understand about this certification game. What is really the big deal about certifications, right? And again, permit me, I'll also share a bit of my own experience as touching HR, as touching certifications. So our agenda for today is just brief. What are HR certifications? Why do we need to pursue them? And what are the types? How do you go about, choosing the right certification? And again, just steps to getting certified. And lastly, just before we take Q&A, we'll talk about maintaining and leveraging your certifications. Many times people just get certified and that's it. That's all. Okay. Many times they don't know what they need to do to maintain that certification. And we're also going to touch briefly on that. Then we'll take Q&A. All right. I love to keep things simple. So for me, certification is all about formal credentials that are awarded by recognized professional bodies that validate your experience or your expertise in human resource management, right? They are formal credentials awarded from recognized professional bodies. And I'm going to be shaking some tables this morning. Please permit me. Many of us who have gone through the National Youth Service, and while in camp, you got some guys come to talk to you once or twice, and before you knew it, they've awarded you a certification in the HR. Please, that is not from, permit me to say, a recognized professional body, right? For those of us who are quite active on LinkedIn, on Twitter or X, you would see that CIPM in Nigeria has put out some messages, some very strong warnings, saying things like, if you are not certified by CIPM rather, and you are practicing HR, you are on your own. And that's true. Why? Because CIPM is the only HR body in Nigeria that is backed by the Act of the Parliament. We may have similar HR organizations giving certifications here and there, but in terms of coming from a recognized professional body that is backed by the laws, the Act of Nigeria, it is CIPM. We have other ones international, like SHRM. Okay, SHRM is Society for Human Resource Management, based in the US. They just finished their conference. Was it yesterday in California? They had their annual conference, and it was a fantastic one. I know some people who went for it. We have HRCI, Human Resources Certification Institutes. They award PHRI, SPHRI, and the likes. Okay. We also have CIPD, Chartered Institute of Persons or Personal Development, CIPM, Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, which is the one in Nigeria. We also have specialized certifications for aspects of HR functions. We have certifications for guys in talent management or talent acquisition. We have some for learning and development. Some of us might have heard of NITAD, Nigerian Institute of Training and Development. So they specifically focus on certain functions of HR, right? Now, why do we need to pursue HR certifications? But just before I continue, can we please confirm we can hear me, everyone? Can we hear me? Loud and clear.
Yes. Loud and clear.
Fantastic. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback. Why do we need to pursue HR certifications? A few years ago when I started my HR career, I was like, okay, fine. Back then, the unit I was working in my organization, I noticed something which I had to ask the head of HR back then. I noticed that virtually 90% of my colleagues in my unit were all first-class students. And this is not for me to exaggerate. This is fact. I had guys from Covenant, Redeemers University, University of Ghana. Wumi was from LASU. Great guys, Uniben. And I was like, now we all are all first-class graduates. What will distinct me? What will set me apart from the rest of my colleagues? That shows that even having a first class gets to a stage that it's no longer enough to create that distinction. And then I began to pursue HR certifications. And HR certification is very, very important. Firstly, it's important for your career advancement. So for some of us, we aspire senior roles. Some people have been stuck 3 years, 4 years on the same role, doing the same routine job, and they're even scared of, moving out of that organization to a better place. So having the certification will give you that confidence, that edge to take up a senior or even a leadership role. Also for credibility and recognition, HR certifications enhances your professional reputation with your career peers, with your employers, right? Skills enhancement, it keeps you current on HR trends. As I'm talking to you, I belong to an HR a particular HR community where one of us had done an Excel sheet and a video regarding the latest tax laws, the tax act that was released June 26th by the president. He has done an Excel sheet to help HR professionals in the computation. He has done a video on YouTube. So belonging to such communities, such bodies, helps you to be at the front line of HR trends, HR laws, HR best practices. Also for global mobility. For some of us, we still have the intentions of living, Nigeria for, in quotes, greener pastures. How about you get those certifications needed for you to transition to those kinds of organizations, right? Certifications like CIPD, SHRM, and the likes. Competitive edge as well. When you have these certifications on your CVs, it stands you out in the competitive world of work. It stands you out. And lastly, network growth. Access to professional communities and exclusive events. It's also a major why. There are certain persons that you may not be able to see them on a one-on-one basis, even if you have the money, right? But when you pay for certain conferences, webinars, programs, trainings, you get to sit down with some of these guys. You get to interact with them in a group. You get to even snap pictures with some of them as a result of those HR certifications that have given you access into such rooms. So pursuing HR certifications, the benefits are limitless. Limitless. I'm telling you the truth. They are limitless. Let me share at this juncture a brief benefit it has given to me, because I know some of you may want to know what has CIPM certifications and all of that done for you, right? So I began my CIPM journey in 2021, and I got inducted the following year. And currently, I'm privileged to serve as the chairman of Lab chapter. Lab is Lekki Aja Badore, and I have over 153 HR professionals, managers, experts that I get to lead. Even in the executive committee that's in the ESCO now, I'm the youngest, right? My general secretary, she has been working in Chevron, oil and gas. I think this will be her 24th year in Chevron. And I mean, I have guys who are top guys. Getting to work with these guys, getting to lead them, even at a young age, is a privilege. It's a big deal for me, right? And I'm there not because of my experience necessarily, or not even because of my age or because I finished with the first class, but first of all, because I have the certification quite all right. But again, I've been able to demonstrate certain competencies, certain values that made them elect me as the chairman. And now, I mean, if I need anything from Chevron, it's just a call away. Just call my general secretary. Please help us talk to your guys. We want to pay them a visit. We would like them to sponsor this for us, and we get it done. We want to visit this organization. Check our database. Do we have any of the HR guys with us? Oh yeah, we have the head of HR for eTransact. Okay, get me his number. We call, we pull a call through, and we establish relationships. So HR certifications has opened doors for me, doors that, I'm telling you the truth, I may not have access to those doors if not for this certification in the next 2-3 years. Okay, so CIPM HR certifications, local and international, gives you that access, that opportunity. So briefly, in a tabular form, I would just like to present to you the types of HR certifications that you can explore. Now, pay attention. You can get as much as you want. All right, you can get as much as you want. It's all dependent on your availability, your time, your ability to meet the financial cost, and a whole lot of other things. But if you've gotten some of these certifications on the screen, you can still go for more. That's what I'm just trying to say. So the certification bodies are there. The certifications they give out are also indicated, and their focus area. So briefly, we'll start with SHRM, which is the Society for Human Resource Management, which is in the US. They give certifications like SHRM CP, which is certification professional, certified professional, and a senior certified professional, CPSCP. And really, the focus area is for those who are in HR operations and strategic practices. It's not limited, really. And we have HRCI, which is Human Resources Certification Institution, right? They give certifications like APHRI, which is Associate Professional in Human Resource International. We have the PHRI, just remove the associate. We have SPHRI. We have GPHRI. GP is global, for global practitioners, those who have worked in organizations that have global reach, right? Maybe your organization has its headquarters in California, or you have engagement with other, persons that are outside the shores of your continent, right? That's global. Then we have CIPD. Interestingly, CIPD and CIPM had signed an MOU, a memorandum of understanding, where you can move from CIPD to CIPM. You can also move from CIPM to CIPD, right? It's all on the website. It's all on the net. You can check it out. All right. So whether you currently have CIPD, or you want to move to CIPM, it's now easy. Whether you want to move from CIPM to CIPD, is also easy. And of course, talking about CIPM, we now have international branches as well. We have branch in the US, in the UK, and I think Canada as well. So you can check it up on our website. It's all there. We also have NITAD, the Nigerian Institute for Training and Development. So for guys who are focused on L&D, which is learning and development, for guys who have interest in training, you can check it out. You can check it out. For NIPD, you get to start from the graduate level. After 3 years, you move to the associate. After a few years, you move to member. Then you move to become a fellow. All right. So how do you go about choosing the right certifications? There are certain factors that I have indicated here that if you consider them carefully, it will guide you. And of course, always feel free to ask questions, right? Feel free to ask questions. In life, when you get to ask questions, you end up on the right path. But when you try to navigate certain things yourself, you make certain mistakes that are not needed. So the first considerable factor is your career level. Where are you currently in your career? Are you at the entry level? Are you at the midpoint? Are you at the senior cadre in your career as an HR professional? If you are at the entry level, okay, there are certain certifications that are cheaper, right, that are easier for you to access. You can leverage on some of this. So first of all, identify where you are in your career, because even the membership for most of these certifications is also dependent on your experience. Some will tell you minimum of 4 years experience or minimum of 2 years experience. For instance, APHRI has 0 experience required. So an entry-level person can go for APHRI. But you shouldn't have 3 or 4 years experience and you're going for APHRI again. Why? It contradicts your reality. It contradicts the fact that you already experienced and now you're going for a certification that is for non-experienced guys. Number 2 is your HR specification. So you've got to ask yourself, am I a generalist or a specialist? Right? You could be a specialist focusing on L&D and say, okay, I want to go for L&D related certifications. Or you are a specialist in terms of function, like a talent manager, you're focused on compensation and benefits, and so on and so forth. You can look for specific certifications that focuses on your area of expertise. Then again, your geographical focus. For guys who are in Nigeria, just in case we have international audience, for guys who are in Nigeria, I would employ you to begin your HR practice if you are still, at the entry level or still less experienced. I would prefer for you to start with CIPM. Why? Because that's your immediate jurisdiction. That's your immediate area of influence, right? It will do you no good to start with an international certification where your immediate scope of influence is Nigeria and you don't know anything about Nigeria. It's going to be tough. Okay, it's going to be tough. So begin with something that has immediate relevance to where you are. Then you can proceed to global-based certifications. Then again, consider your employer or your industry preference. Some organizations, some employers will tell you, hey, we want it to be CIPD. Some employers will say, hey, we want it to be CIPM. So whichever the organization has indicated as their preference is what you focus on for the now. Remember, I began asking us, what organization would you like to work for in the nearest future? Some of us have put great brands. Now, begin to do some background checks on those organizations. Begin to do some background checks. Look at the kind of job they make adverts for HR. What are the requirements? Do they request for CIPM? Do they request for CIPD or SHRM? Begin to make those findings and begin to tailor your certifications towards their direction. Also, look out for your long-term career goals. Where do I want to end up? Do I want to work for 40 years and at age 41 of my life, I retire into private practice, I become a consultant? Okay, what do I want to do? Where do I want to focus on? Do I want to focus on training? Oh, nice, I want to focus on training. Then I need to get a certification that certifies me as a professional trainer. All right, it's very important that you focus on all of this. For example, if you want to, or even you have an ambition as a global HR manager, you've got to go for GPHR. You've got to go for that because that certifies you as a global HR professional. Or you are focusing on Nigerian HR practices, then CIPM is your best shot, your best option. Okay, you're interested in training L&D as a career starter, of course, consider NITAP. So all of this would give you insight into what you are to begin with. I remember again when I was starting my CIPM, back then I used about, what's it called now? About 4 to 5 months full salary to run my CIPM from beginning to the end. I started from intermediate, take intermediate 2 now, or intermediate 1, I can't even recall again. I think I started from intermediate 2. And I used about 4 to 5 months full salary. That's to tell you how low what I was earning was, rather. And now, looking at that period and now, I think I must have gotten, if not up to 700 or 800% salary increments. Yeah. And that's because I was able to leverage on certifications. And even my previous place, before moving to my current place, I had certifications that even my direct supervisor, my line manager, did not have as at then. So certifications are very, very important. And don't wait till you save the full money and say, oh, I have 1 million naira in the bank. I have 700,000 at the bank. No, you can start small. Thankfully, CIPM is running diets, 4 diets in a year, right? You can save up in bits, right? The first diet in March, second diet in June, the next diet in September, the last diet in December. You can save up in bits and you run it. Okay. Now, steps to getting certified. First, you must do your research. Very, very important. Know the requirements. Don't just jump on something and you jump on it, you're unable to finish it, it gets bad and ugly. Do your research. Research the financial cost. Now, as a last year now, or last 2 years, I'm going for a particular international HR certification, and it's paid in dollars. I'd contacted a particular training institute, Certification Edge, and they told me, oh, this is the amount, equivalent in Naira and all of that. And after a while, I wanted to start it again. I contacted them and the money has increased. Okay, so you've got to continue to make research part-time. Make requests, make findings on the financial implication and also the requirement. Don't just assume that what it used to be back then is what it is now. Say, for instance, CIPM, when I did mine, we had 6 levels to CIPM. Now we have 5. Back in my days, CIPM used to be Foundation 1 and 2. But now, Foundation is just Foundation, no 1 and 2. Okay? Understand the cutoff mark. Is it 50? Is it 60? Is it 70? Get to know the cutoff mark. Get to know the exam syllabus. Right? Some will require you to be experienced. Some certification examination would not essentially be everything in the study pack. Get to understand how the grading system works. Number 2 is for you to plan. Set a realistic study timeline fitting your schedule. So you've got to plan. Okay, CIPM is in 4 diets in a year, every quarter. Is this something realistic? Is this something I can meet up with? Have a plan. Also have a study plan. The truth is, many jobs in Nigeria, especially in Lagos, for those of us in Lagos, are somewhat designed for you not to have a life outside of your job. Truth be told. So you've got to have a serious plan. I have an exam to do. There is no room for Netflix for the next 2-3 months. Have a plan. All right. Number 3 is for you to register, submit your application, pay the necessary fees. Next, prepare. Use official and approved study guides, online courses, practice tests, and so on for you to prepare. Prepare like your life depends on it. Because trust me, it literally depends on it. Next is for you to take the exam, whether it's computer-based, whether it's physical, and so on. Make sure you sit for the exam. And lastly, is for you to maintain that certification, recertify or earn continuing education credit points periodically. So one of the reasons why many people find it difficult to upgrade in their membership after getting certified, whether locally or internationally, is because they refuse to maintain the certification. You've got to maintain it. There are minimum points required for membership upgrade. For example, in the CIPM, for you to move from being an associate to a full member is 6 years. Now, it's not just 6 years like in 6 years. In that 6 years, you must have proofs, evidences that shows that you've been attending conferences, webinars, seminars, trainings that are related to HR. And all of this must come with accreditation points. Okay? Very, very important. If you have HRCI certifications, I can recommend AEHRP, which is Association of Elite Human Resource Professional, which I belong to. And we have specific trainings that comes with some of these points. Sometimes the trainings come with 3 points, sometimes it comes with 2 points, like that. When you attend these trainings and you get the certification, by the time you need to upgrade or renew your license, you have enough proof to show that of the truth you are qualified for you to recertify or to upgrade your membership. Now, how do you maintain or leverage on your certification? Because sometimes some of us started this certification just casually. Some of us started CIPM, even as an undergraduate student, maybe your final year, just say, oh, okay, let me just do it. Your elder brother, your parents, or even your lecturer advised you to go for it, and you did it. But it's not just about having it. You must be able to know how to leverage on what you have. Okay? It won't matter that you have it if you don't know how to use it. So how do I continue to maintain or leverage on my certification? Number one is continuous education. Like I said, attend webinars, seminars, conferences, and also related HR projects. Number two is recertifications. Most certifications require renewal every 3 years or more through continuous education points. Okay? Again, it's for you to leverage on what you have. Highlight it on your CV, highlight it on your LinkedIn profile, emphasize it during your performance or your reviews. Okay? Performance reviews or promotions. So, fine, you're able to get your certification between January and June, and it's time for half year performance appraisal. You should be able to highlight it. It's an achievement for you. Let your line manager or your supervisor know that, oh, between January to June, I've been able to get my certification. I'm a certified HR professional with CIPM or CIPD. It shows that you are productive and you are also adding value to yourself as much as you are adding value to your employer. So put it on your CV. All right. Immediately after your name, comma, ACIPM. It's important. It's not pride at all. No, see, when it comes to career advancement, hey, there is no place for shyness or humility in that sense. So no. What you have is what you have. Show it. Okay? Showcase it on your CV, showcase it on your LinkedIn. Because many times recruiters look out for these things. Even when we poach people on LinkedIn, or we do what we call Boolean search using LinkedIn to recruit, we look out for people who are certified. They have it on their profile, certified accountant, or I am ICANN certified, I have my CFA, I have my CIPM and things like that. So showcase it. Very, very important. And of course, your network. Join alumni and certification communities to access more insight and more opportunities, right? Some of us get CIPM certified, and that's all. We don't join a chapter, we don't function in our chapter or in our branch, we're just there. No. See, look at it this way. Your CIPM certification is your investment in your career. And there must be maximum return on investment. Don't just get the certification and say, done and dusted. No, you must be able to get maximum returns. So I began my CIPM 2021, got inducted 2022, 2023, member of CIPM Lab Chapter. 2024, I became the vice chairman. 2025, I became the chairman of Lab. Get maximum returns for your certifications, guys. Don't just get it and say, finally, I have it. No, network with it. Okay? Network with it. Now, practical tips for success as I begin to wrap up. I've said it times and times again. Join study groups or participate in online HR communities to share knowledge or seek scholarships. So you can check out HR Foundry online. It's also a group I belong to for HR. And many times we sponsor, the community sponsor exams, CIPM exams for different guys. Okay, per diet, they sponsor exams. So you are looking at joining, we want to become CIPM certified. Look out for HR Foundry on LinkedIn. Join the community on WhatsApp. When it's time, when people are applying for the scholarships, for people to sponsor their exam, apply for it. Go for it. Okay? Many times you get lucky. Very, very important. Number two, take mock exams to familiarize yourself with the format and with the timing, right? So you can go on CIPM website, for instance, look at the website, look at past questions, prepare yourself, right? Prepare yourself. I'm telling you, CIPM exams, professional certifications exams can be very funny. You can be taken by surprise. So don't say, okay, I have a first class, I have a 2-1. This is small thing. I go run up. Look out for past questions to understand the timing, the format, the question type, whether it's objective, multiple. Also, balance your work and study commitment carefully to avoid burnout. If your work is very, very demanding, Monday to Friday, design a schedule for yourself that your Saturday and your Sunday is for you to rest and to do your personal study. Very, very important. Next is for you to explore employer sponsorship programs to help fund your certification. Being the head of HR for Networks Portfolio and Asset Management, we have a training policy that we get to sponsor certifications for our staff, covered between 0 to 200,000 in a financial year. Okay, so if you want to start your CIPM from ground to finish, let's say, and you get 200,000 support, to even cover it from start to finish. I know of an organization, Branch International, they give $500 for annual training per staff. Okay, so you work in such an organization, you want to and say, guys, I have an international certification I want to go for. Please sponsor me in this regard. And you get sponsorship for that. Next, and lastly, is to keep track of your learning hours to streamline recertification. So if, for instance, after 3 years, so you've got to track your learning hours. Okay, I attended this certification. This one is 2 hours. That one is 3 hours. You cumulate it and you begin to take track of it. And after 3 years, you should have been able to exceed that minimum requirement for research. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe I've been able to walk you through some of the major things that you need to know about certification. And just to chip in this, another practical tips for success is that on the long run, it is truly in your hands. Trust me. Your employers, no matter the career development program they have for you, no matter the succession plan they have for you, they don't have your career completely in their hands. You must take charge of your life, of your career, and say, guys, I want to do this and I have to go for it. And don't assume I'm in that category of people who say, since I finished my first degree, I'm not going to read any signboard. I'm not going to read any signpost. You are joking. Right? Except you just want to become a local champion. You've got to go for more. Then again, let me chip in this last experience. After I did my CIPM, I registered for my MSc program at the University of Lagos. And guess what? I discovered that most of my lecturers in the University of Lagos were actually the guys who designed the study pack for CIPM. Really? And more back then in I started 2023, most of what they were being taught in class, because I'm already chartered now, I was familiar with everything, like everything. So it was just a walkthrough. I mean, I was just acing all my papers literally. Okay, so it was a walkthrough. So you see the correlation. So say for instance, you already did your MSc in an HR course, and now you want to go for your CIPM. You already have an advantage. Or you have your CIPM and you want to go for your master's in industrial relations and employment matters. you already have an advantage. So it's going to become much easier. Now, say for instance, you want to transition from an unrelated field to HR, say from biochemistry, English language, or languages and linguistics, fine arts, you can still make that move. Really, you can still make that move. All you have to do is to apply, look at the level you are applying from. Let me just walk you through something. This is CIPM website. In the next 2 minutes, I should be up. All right. I'm sure we can still see my screen. So look at it. For instance, you want to begin from intermediate 1. All you need to do is, have your degree, whether HND or bachelor in management or social sciences, and you are good to go to start from intermediate 1. You also want to start from intermediate 2. Of course, have your degree in HR related courses. All right, and you are good to go. But if you don't have it in HR related courses, then you must have to start from lower level. Here it says that foundation stage is the starting point for holders of first degree in pure and applied sciences, other science related disciplines, and undergraduates from recognized tertiary institutions. They must possess the minimum entry requirements. So you can always transition, just that you may be at a disadvantage to start from the bottom, and don't see it as a disadvantage. Now, what many people don't know is that when you get to start from the foundation, what we are doing is to give you a safe landing, because there are some courses that you will take at the foundation. Now, if you don't take them, you don't have a foundational knowledge of them, your work as an HR professional may not go easy or well with you. At foundation level, for instance, look at it. You take courses in principles of management and business. You take courses in psychology, sociology, politics, and so on and so forth. All of these courses are needed. Why? Because as HR, you need to understand psychology, which is the study of human behavior and human processes. Okay? So all of these things are on the long run still works out for your own good. So we'll take questions at this juncture. Over to you, Femi.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Pelumi. That was good. All right. I could see some persons add questions already while Pelumi was on. So we're going to take questions. Thank you, Lawa Ateniola, for attesting to what Pelumi said. I used to be a member of HR Foundry. I was kicked out. I was not active there. There's a time if you were not really active, some of us then were just there observing. So, but it's been interesting. And those were very solid information Pelumi just shared. In terms of not just even getting certified, but the recertification part. I'm dealing with that currently. My SPHRI, I did not really get back to login stuff, the points for sessions I take. I wasn't even conscious of maybe there were some courses, training programs, approved by HRCI that would make it easily for me to just log it and keep my certification and all of that. So I'm currently having a challenge with that, having to now how to go about maybe recertification, writing the exam, or starting over. So these are very important things that we know on time. And thanks for bringing all of this up, Pelumi. So we're going to take questions now, but I want to quickly share something. Pelumi, please, I want to share a slide, so can you help me stop sharing? I want to share something. I just want to bring friends up to speed on some of the things we do. Pelumi is also one of the guys who we work together, and I'm going to be sharing in 2 minutes before we ask the questions now. So, like I said, when we started, a few persons were not here. One of the things I do is also consulting, and in that is how we help businesses, HR persons, So these are some of the areas of consulting services I offer for businesses and for organizations. And I don't work alone. I have a team of persons, consultants, men of 15 years, 10 years, 20 years experience that we do, this together. Some of these areas are in HR, strategy design, performance management system framework design, competency model frameworks, job evaluation and role design, learning and development strategy, policy and process optimization, retention framework, competency-based recruitment, questionnaire designs, graduate training program design and execution. So these are some of the areas of consulting services that I partner with organizations to do. So I have, just like I said, I have my team, we work together, we do some of these things. So peradventure you have a need for any of these, you can always reach out and we talk around how to do it. And the other part of what I do and we do at Olufemi Bitoye is training and coaching. So in the last 6 months now, I think we have been able to train about 40 to 50 persons who are newbies in HR, who are interested in HR, they don't know how to start. So we do fundamentals of HR training. We've had 2 cohorts this year. The first cohort had about 25 persons. I think the second about 20, thereabout. And it's been one of the interesting ways we are giving back. And one of our focus is that we try to make things as affordable as possible because we want people to get access to some of this knowledge. Because even when just like you said, when you get certified, you still need to keep helping yourself to stay updated. And one of the things we do is we invest in learning, we pay for learning, but we make sure it's as affordable as possible just to keep ourselves abreast to help people. So one of our very solid training program is Fundamentals of HR, where you learn the rudiments for those who are freshers, who want to just start, you don't know anything about HR, 0 to 2 years experience. And we have strategic HR management, that's for people who are 3 years and above. So where we go into some details, and I'll talk a bit about that now because we are having this strategic HR management, which is the second level after fundamentals, coming up September, from the first weekend in September to the third weekend in September. So it's a three weeks long program. So under that strategic HR management training, we'll be looking at how to design performance management frameworks. So it's not just about the teaching, we'll go deep into what you do. So this is for experienced persons, people already in HR, but those who are not even already, who are just interested, can also attend. So we'll be digging deep into performance management. A lot of people come to me. Currently, I'm designing a performance management framework for a tech company, an IT company here in Lagos, in Ikeja. So want to walk you through how do you design it. You are given that project, you are given that job as HR. We want to design performance management frameworks. What framework are we using? Are we using OKR? Are we using Balance Scorecard? Are we using management by objective? So, but we'll be focusing more on OKRs in this, and we'll be teaching you how to convert that to performance appraisals. How do you use it for appraisals? How do you do reporting and all of that? So this is one of the core areas we'll be focusing in this strategic HR management course. We'll be looking at how to do job evaluation. A lot of HR persons have asked me that job evaluation. So under our compensation and benefit module for strategic HR management, we'll be looking at job evaluation and job grading. How do we really work around this job evaluation and job grading? So it's one area in compensation and benefits management that many people also don't have access, don't have so much knowledge about, because everybody thinks it's just about payroll. When you talk about compensation and benefit in HR, everybody just thinks it starts and ends with payroll management, which is not true. So we'll be drilling down on job evaluation. How do we know who is worth this? How do we know this is the person who should be earning this? So job evaluation and how to design pay structure is one of the modules under that particular course. Then we'll be looking at how driving employee engagement and experience. What are the strategies to use? This is another major area. Then we'll be looking at how to identify skill gaps and measuring learning ROI. Business managers ask us questions. You want these people to go for training. How do we know it's beneficial and all of that? So how do we measure return on investment of learning? How do we identify skill gaps using competency models? But we'll not be going deep down into competency models, but we'll do a bit of how to understand this. And also we'll be having, under that module, we have HR analytics and data-driven decision making, which Pelumi here will be handling. Pelumi is our facilitator for that. So you can be sure we have solid guys who will be handling all of this. So HR analytics is a big deal now. Decision making, you are not just that HR that is not strategic. You are not just the operational HR. At your 0 to 2 years experience, you could be that operational person who is just doing sending mails, looking for files, but at least from your 3 years experience, you start taking on strategic decisions. And HR analytics is very, very core at the center of that. How do you use data to inform management about things to do? How do you convince management about things? This is why they give HR person sit at the table. When they know you can talk from data, you are speaking figures, numbers, and how the business goals can be achieved using your human resource. So HR analytics is also under that particular module we dealing with for that 3 weeks. The talent acquisition and workforce planning. This is very important, a very core part of this module. And lastly, we have employment loss and managing employee relations. Now, this is a very core part that many HR persons fail at, because this can cost our businesses a lot when litigation cases arise. So employment law you should be aware of, and the person who will be handling this for us, our facilitator, is the employment lawyer at Shell, that many of us are desiring to work with. Emmanuel Abraye, very sound HR lawyer. He's a lawyer and also now in HR, working as an employment lawyer for Shell. So we have fantastic people who are going to be facilitating these sessions for us. And it runs for 3 weekends. So it's a full course. So if you are not a serious person, you are not somebody who is very, very detailed about learning, who wants to be productive in whatever you do, you may not really find our programs really comfortable for you, because through the 3 weekends, it's just going to be Saturday, Sundays for that 3 weekends. From I think September 6th will be the first weekend in September. So Saturday, Sunday. In between, we'll have some assignment tasks we do to ensure that after the training, you can do all of these things we are saying. It's not just that you attend the training and that's all. We are not a certificate-driven organization. Like Pelumi said, the body that gives you certifies you as a HR professional, as some of these things he has mentioned. So what we are doing is we are equipping in terms of knowledge that helps you now really deliver on your job as it concerns day-to-day challenge. So and one of the things you have access to when you do this is about 1 month access to all of these are facilitators. We have one of our facilitators who is being one of the finest HR managers, work with Workforce, Sterling, Nigerian Botley Company, and a lot of other organizations. Over 20 years of experience will be handling some of these sessions. So it's one program you don't want to miss. The flyers will be out soon. I thank God I have all your emails will be connecting with you. But there's a bonus to all those who have attended this particular webinar. It's the cost of the training is 35,000 naira. For that 3 weeks, 35,000 naira with all of what you have access to, and you have access even to all of our facilitators for a while. So it's 35,000 naira, but for attending this particular program, we'll be dropping the registration link for this particular program. So it's going to be 30K for all those who have attended this particular program. So if you are registering today to wanting to attend the program in September, then you get to pay 30,000 naira instead of 35,000 naira. So we also do trainings in competency modeling, how to design a competency model and curriculum framework. This is one of the projects that fetch me a very high earning most, because developing competency model can be very hectic. I think I did that for Decagon. Pelumi was in Decagon there. And we have customized training for your internal HR teams. People call me to say, we want to train our HR team on performance management, learning and development, whatever areas in HR. I have team of persons. I myself also deliver on this training. And we have HR for non-HR managers training as well. So these are the services I offer within the business I run, Olufemi Bitoye. And I'm an independent consultant, but then I also work with professionals, solid professionals. And you can see one of them sharing with us here today, which is Pelumi. So thought to chip that in. So before we close, I'll drop the registration link for the strategic HR management training coming up September, the first 3 weeks in September. It's all learning for us. So if you're interested, please use that link to register today so that you can have access to the 30,000 naira instead of 35,000 naira to be going for. All right, so let's go back to class and we'll take Pelumi now. Questions. So if you want to ask a question and you're in a quiet place, you can unmute. If you are not in a quiet place, use the chat box, please. If you are not in a quiet place, use the chat box. But if you're in a quiet place, please, I see a lot of some hands already. So let me check so that I can take you guys, and Pelumi will answer us. I can see the first person here. Okay, that's who now? What's my system doing this? Okay, so I can see E2 Ozioma. Yes, please. If you do you want to use it? Do you want to talk? You can go ahead, please.
Hi. Yes, thank you,
All right.
Bitoye. Thank you,
Welcome.
Palumi. So this is really an insightful session. I do have a question. I have over 5 years of experience in HR. But my first question, I think you've pretty much answered it, but you can also answer it again. My first concern with CIPM was that the syllabus seemed more like I'm attending university class, right? The process of certification is also very long. But I mean, when you now mention that, the lecturers in university designed it, so it made more sense. But maybe you can speak to that, but my core question is around the syllabus. As someone who is already, in experience, who has gained on the job trainings, one-on-one sessions, with professionals, when I look at the syllabus for CIPM, it doesn't seem as interesting to me as that of the international certifications. For example, I have P1, P2 syllabus here, but if I'm going to take an HRCI certification, even if I'm doing PHRI, I know I'm going to get total rewards in the learning. I see learning and development in their syllabus. I see workforce planning and talent acquisition. I see employee engagement. I see employee labor relations. I see HR management. I see business management. At PHR's ICE level, if I now go to SPHRI, the syllabus, I relate more with it because it's more practical to what I'm going to be doing in-house as opposed to just taking theory. Is there a reason why CIPM is designed like this? Or is there any plan to actually match up to offering more than just theoretical and actually things I can actually use in-house, like things that are really practical? Because the truth is, if I go for CIPM certificate, I will still have to go for trainings that Ibitoye is probably offering, because it's not as robust in CIPM certification. So is there any plan? Is there a reason why their syllabus is like that? And is there anything maybe there's a different certification that caters to this that we are not aware of?
Thank you very much. All right, over to you, Pelumi.
All right, thank you for that question. So again, know that it's a journey towards perfection, and CIPM has been doing amazingly well, the years coming. Before now, the exams are usually physical, and also it has theory and objective questions or multiple choice questions. But after the COVID, we transitioned into into fully remote exams. And even with that fully remote, some people still have some technical issues here and there, which a lot of feedback has been given to the institute. We have awareness sessions like 2 or 3 times before each diet exams and all of that. And again, I don't know when you began your CIPM journey. As at December, if I'm not mistaken now, as at December 2024, if I'm not mistaken, that's 2024, 2024, 2023, the CIPM study packs were revised, all of them. All our study packs have been revised, such that you can't even copy and paste on the CIPM study pack. There are securities to the study pack. You can't copy any text. You can't even convert from PDF to Word. It's going to be really disorganized. So yeah, we are working towards perfection. We are reviewing a lot of things. For PHRI, APHRI, I mean, it seems to be a bit, look, I have one here. This is for talent management. I have another one here. They seem to be a bit smaller in size, direct, easy to understand. And again, these are some of the things that, being at the aim of leadership at the chapter level, we are able to provide this feedback to the institute and say, please, can we adjust this here? Can we adjust that here? And I'm very confident that in the next few years, CIPM will be in a better position than what we are now. So we are still working on some of these things. Okay. Then, like I said, again, that having lecturers design some of these things, sometimes they try to want to, cover everything literally, and make it as explainable. Again, the reason why they also do that is because we have guys who are transitioning from another field or other fields, from engineering, from law, from theater arts. They're transitioning. So many times they want to make it as detailed as possible so that they can understand the nitty-gritty of it. Yeah, that's one other reason. But ultimately, I believe in the next few years, CIPM as a professional body will be in a better position than now. Thank you.
Awesome. And I think recently CIPM started the professional-led
All right, thank you.
certifications also. So I saw things on performance management, learning and development. They're now developing you can take courses, certificate courses in those.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We in fact, as I speak to you, there is one being organized for later this month. Oh, what's the have it on my phone? Okay, for example, we have a master class coming up. This is, you can check our LinkedIn page. We have one on Total Rewards master class, which is about 120 for financially active members, right? And it's very, very detailed, very, very detailed. So yeah, when you become certified, you can attend some of these master classes that focuses on specific functions of HR. Yeah, and you learn deeper and deeper stuff from there.
All right. So because of our time, I'm going to quickly. So I'll take one from the chat box and go back to who is raising. Olaniwaju Azan say thank you very much for the session. I'm currently pursuing a degree in HRM 400 level. I have great interest in learning and development, so much that I have conducted mini training for teachers in school on SEL. I've searched online and find it hard to see L&D entry roles or volunteers or internships. To be able to register for NITAD, I will need a 1-year experience. Do the mini training I conduct qualify, or could you please give ways I could acquire this experience, or you have an opportunity? All right. What do you say to Olaniwaju?
You're still in your final year, I believe, from what you said. Just give yourself time, okay? If you want to join NITAD, like you said, the minimum requirement is a year experience, right? And for an institute like NITAD, your 1 year compulsory year of service can count as your 1 year minimum experience. Okay, so the moment you are done, you go for your youth service for 1 year. After that, you can apply for this. But pending when you're going for your CIP, your compulsory 1 year service, another option for you to start is CIPM. CIPM used to have NYSC routes some years ago. I am not sure that route is still open again, but you can still check on our website and see, right? Because that route comes with, cheaper price and all of that. So give yourself time, finish your school, go for your 1 year service, right? Use that as well as your 1 year minimum experience required, and get inducted. Even when you get inducted, you are still going to be a graduate member for NITAD. Then after 3 years, you become an associate member. Yeah. Or you can start your CIPM even from your 400 level as we speak. Thank you.
Okay, great. So let's quickly take this before I take Matthew to ask his question. Femi says, can one start CIPM first diet in September?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. The June diets result, all things being equal, would come out this Sunday. All things being equal, based on my projections, should come out this Sunday. After 2-3 weeks of the results, I believe the portal should be open for registration, right? Then you can now sign up for the exam. I'll also advise, if you don't have a background in management or HR related course, get a training institute to prep you for the exam so that you don't waste money. Because for CIPM now, if you fail a course, if you fail more than a course, you won't be able to proceed to the next diet, right? You'll have to resit those courses that you failed before moving on to the next level, right? So it's very important that if you are going in, you go all in, pay the dues, study, and get help if needed.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's take Matthew. Matthew, your hand is raised. From Matthew, we go to Chukuma, then we take Lawat Eniola. All right, Matthew.
All right. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much, Translator. The presentation was very simple and easy to understand. So, my question is this: if I want to choose HR as a career, and I also have a plan to focus on L&D, learning and development later. So, my question is that should I go for NITAD directly, or I should first of all take CIPN, or what is your advice?
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your question. You have interest. I got inducted to NITAD in, I think, May or June 2022. I got inducted to NITAD before getting inducted to CIPM, but still in the same year. Okay. So it's all about you considering the factors I already highlighted. Which one comes faster? Which one comes cheaper? Okay. If NITAD comes cheaper and quicker to you based on your research, you can go for that, have that with you, and continue your CIPM, right? Irrespective of your field of specialization, let me say this, that CIPM is your go-to certification in Nigeria for HR professionals. Whether you want to be a specialist in comp and ben or L&D or performance management, CIPM is your go-to certification, right? So that's my response to that. I think another question is in the chat box.
Okay. So let's take the second person first. Let's take Chukuma. Chukuma, let's have you. And we'll go to the chat box. Chukuma, okay, if you're not there, Olanrewaju Azam.
Sorry,
Okay.
I was on mute. Sorry, I was asking my question. Okay, I think the first person already answered my question. I was thinking because I have 5 years of experience in L&D with KPMG, so I was just thinking, which certification should I pick first, NITAD or CIPM? Because as the last person spoke about CIPM, I actually had to look through, and I was like, why am I doing university like work again after? And I know how my work is, so like, how will I be doing university work and then coupling it with this one? So that's why I was somewhat discouraged at first glance of CIPM. So I was just thinking, I'm still considering CIPM, but should I start with NITAD first or CIPM? That's my question in general.
Okay, so still same answer depending on your budget, depending on your schedule, depending on which one you can afford, right? But really, you can go for who says you can't go for both of them? You can go for as many as you can, right? But if you need it immediately, if you need it like urgently, okay, then you can go for NITAD. NITAD, you should be able to get it over with within a month or two, right? But depending on the level you're starting for CIPM, it may take you at least 6 months to 1 year, depending on what level you begin your CIPM journey. So just factor all of this in and make a very informed decision using data.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's take Isem Solomon. Okay, sorry, Kemi Adeomi. Say, is CIHRM a certified institute for HR? I was thinking of starting with it before I moved on to CIPM. CIHRM.
Okay. This is a very tough question, but I must be honest. I'm going to take sides on this question. So the truth is, I actually belong to CIHRM as well, and I also got that some 3-4 years ago now, right? Like I said at the beginning, CIPM is the only HR body that is backed by the laws of Nigeria, by an act of parliament, and you can make your research, right? Yes, there's a bit of conflict between both of them, but they're not the same. They're not even on the same level. And I think was it last month or last 2 months now, there was some post put out by some warning post put out by CIPM that if you are not CIPM certified, you are not practicing HR the right way. There are a lot of other organizations, associations that are posing to be doing to be the blah blah blah, to be an HR certification body and all of that. But we had to put out a communication last month and say, guys, if you are not certified by CIPM, you are not a member. And this brought up a lot of issues, even on CIHRM group. I belong to the group as well. I belong to 2 of their groups. And yes, they may have the name Chartered Institute of Human Resource Management, but they are not chartered by the Act of the Parliament of Nigeria. They are not. And for that singular reason, so they have actually, CIHRM has passed the first reading. But just because something passed first reading does not make it an act, right? Recently, we saw the Labour Act that was passed by President Tinubu. Before then, it was a bill. It was when it got the presidential consent that it became an act for the country. So I would advise you to not waste your money, to not be on the wrong side. Just go for CIPM. Let me share this experience. I think 2-3 years ago, I was applying to PwC, and there was a particular section of the form that was asked to indicate the certifications I have. And I've also seen this play out in some other job application. The only related HR certification in that form is CIPM. Some of us may also testify to what I'm saying. You will see some jobs, they wouldn't have even NITAD, to be honest with you. You will just see CIPM. So it's very important for you to be careful. If you think you want to go for CIHRM, fine and good, your decision, but I wouldn't advise, with all that I have said, I wouldn't advise for you to go that route again. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Because of our time, so we'll just take Olanrewaju and Lawal, and we'll try and close it there. I see a question on the chat box. I'll answer that before we close as well. So Olanrewaju, please, let's quickly take you in 2 minutes. Let's close it, please. Olanrewaju. All right. If Olanrewaju is not available, Lawal Ateniola, can we have you very fast?
Okay, thank you. Okay, so my question is, I have 2 questions actually. So the first one is, I'm just transitioning into HR and I just started my CIPM exam. And I was going to ask which area should I start from? Is it as a generalist or focus on L&D or payroll or any of that? That's my first question. Now, my second question is for Mr. Olufemi. You mentioned the training for fundamentals in HR management for freshers, and I'm interested in taking that training. Those are my questions. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your interest. I look forward to seeing you in class very soon. Okay. Generalist or specialist, right? Really, starting out as a generalist really helps a lot. Right. Sometimes you may think you have passion for something until you see another thing. And like, oh wow, I think this aspect is more interesting. No, I'm not doing this again. Right. And let me also give you a tip, right? You know, sometimes when it comes to life and career generally, where the work is where the money is. Right. Many times some HR professionals avoid functions of HR that requires numbers, analytics, data, and all of those things. Number, not me. They don't know that singular knowledge or competency may just be the game changer for your career. Okay, so go for where the hard work is. Become a generalist. Your line manager may be using you for almost everything. You're the one supporting for recruitment, you're supporting for comp and ben, you're supporting for performance appraisal. Let he or she use you very well. All right, let your line manager use you, get the knowledge, get the competency, do the work. Right, after 2 or 3 years, you can now go for, oh, you have a good understanding of what it is now. Okay, I can now specialize. If you specialize too early, there's a disadvantage to it. Okay, you may not have foundational knowledge on other areas, which are very, very key. Right, so say for example you specialize too early in L&D, and now you've been asked to come and talk about recruitment, which you've not even had any knowledge about. You don't know other related aspect of recruitment that has to do with background checks and verification and all of those kind of things. It may be difficult for you to really train professionals, experienced guys in that field. So my advice, start out as a generalist. After a while, you can now specialize. I loved consulting. At the point I moved to consulting, I worked with human capital partners. Right, and I saw consulting. I was like, wow, this is what consulting is. Okay, I think I have a good understanding of what it is now, and in the nearest future I can now say, fine, I want to go into it full time, but now I'm back to the industry. So go for generalists, touch here and there, and after a while you can now specify. Okay, I will allow Femi to take the second question.
Absolutely, you're very right, and that's what I say to every person who have attended my sessions, who are just trying to start. Last week I was trying to, I got a recommendation for an internship role, and one of the persons who had attended my training. So I thought it would be a benefit, at least you attended one of my trainings as a starter. But I was surprised when she mentioned after the training, she picked interest in. So we had a payroll session in the training. For our fundamentals training, we have a session on compensation and benefits that focuses more on the fundamentals and also touched a bit on payroll. So she said she had interest in payroll, and from there, she took a course in data analytics, and she now wants to major in. But this role is going to expose you to, almost having access to seniors in the profession, but she turned it down because she wanted to have a dig on compensation and benefit and not. So and I was amazed, because I would have advised that at starting level it's better to just touch base with all, so know a bit of all. Currently I'm a generalist. With my year of experience, I'm very much strong in performance management, learning and development. So those are like my two very strong areas, but then I don't even still yet call myself a specialist yet. That's for me. It doesn't mean anybody else cannot do, because I just want to really have a touch of. I'm a generalist currently where I work, so I do anything is brought to me and I'm able to answer to it. So it's good that as you now advance, you now specialize. So I advise that for everybody. Please don't settle too early. That's just it. Don't settle too early. So for your question on our fundamentals course, our fundamentals course is no longer holding this year. So the one we're having now is for people who have 3 years experience and above. Though it does not mean people who don't have the experience cannot join. If as a fast learner, so what we can do is I can get you can register for this, and we'll give you all the learning videos for the fundamentals to catch up before we have that particular training. So I'm going to do a mail after this. Hopefully you get it. If you registered, if you have been seeing my mails to alert you on this training, then you get it mail. So go ahead and register. But send me a mail, let me know you particularly for this. So I'm going to send you training videos for the fundamentals level, so you can then also go ahead and join this and have a fantastic time. And any help you need when it comes to hand holding, we are always ready to do that. So the goal for us is not really the financial part, like I shared with Pelumi, who is also facilitating for us, is about just having solid people in this career. I've met with a whole lot of unprofessional HR persons, and people don't like HR because people do it the wrong way. So that's one of the reasons why we are doing this, that we do equip people, help people get started, help people who have already started have solid performance. So you can go ahead to register when I share the link. All right, I think we'll close it here. There's a question asking about how to start internship. Godfrey, I see your question. I also see your question, Solomon Sunday, about the area of HR that is more rewarding. I think Pelumi said something about the area everybody's running away from, about numbers, right? But then I don't really want to say there's one area that is more rewarding financially, as it were. It's context based. So the part that is rewarding in a particular organization may not be as rewarding in another organization. So it's context based. So what I would say is find where you have a strong passion. So it can be rewarding and your passion is not so good at that and you are not excelling so much at it. So let me say compensation and benefits management is rewarding now financially, and you are not doing excellently at it, but you are very good when it comes to employee engagement, and somewhere you are needed for it and you'll be paid massively for it. So find what is awesome, what is good for you, rather what you find your hand doing, you are excited to do and you do so well. Find that, and trust me, as your value increases, money follows after you. That's the way it works. So Godfrey, you're a graduate and you're looking for internship roles. Sincerely, I get this question every time, and I don't know if Balumi want to say anything about this as well. What I advise is, just as Balumi said, join several groups, join HR groups, follow persons, and when they have opportunities like the one I had recently, they will share with you. They will share, and when they share, you apply. Just look for open roles. Go on LinkedIn, check for internship, apply a million times. Just keep applying. People think doing courses does not automatically convert to getting the jobs. People have asked me, if I attend your training, will I get a job? I don't share jobs. I myself, there are times I'm looking for a job as well, right? Belumi told us he moved from Human Capital to somewhere. So it's not as though there's one automatic way to these things. It's just about being diligent. So attend the trainings, keep equipping yourself, attend those courses, equip yourself. The time the opportunity comes, it does not meet you in a place where you are not ready. So, and that's how to really get these things. So connect with people, connect with friends. When they share opportunities, senior in the industry, then you get to be able to apply for such. All right. Thank you, Lawa Teniola. Thank you. So glad to have you guys. So glad to host you. This gives me so much joy to do. My webinar for the last quarter should be coming very soon, and I think we may also be drilling down to some area of how to also develop ourselves in this HR space. So, Palumi, I don't know if you want to say anything concerning the getting internship roles. Anything to add to what I just
actually covered it. You've actually covered it. You can't be looking for jobs and you are checking on TikTok.
Yeah,
you have to look at it from the right sources: LinkedIn, Twitter, some job, website like Indeed and things like that. Okay, so be active on LinkedIn. Really, many times people get poached, right? Even talking about Decagon. I was actually in Abuja before getting my job in Decagon. The head of HR just poached me. And like, are you ready? This opportunity, blah, blah, blah. It comes with accommodation and all of that. I'm like, oh, okay, let's give it a shot. And I landed myself in Lagos. So you don't know who is who. Just have your LinkedIn profile up to date and expect opportunities to follow you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Because of our time, I can see some hands, but because of our time, we actually planned 1 hour, but this is 1 hour, 30 minutes already. Exciting, as much as we're able to help people out there with as much information that can help them. So connect with Pelumi on LinkedIn, connect with myself. I already see some guys already adding me on LinkedIn. I've accepted you all. So it's great. I'm not, so what do you see me post more on LinkedIn nuggets once in a while and some of the programs I have. So it's glad to follow me. If you have any question and holding, please feel free to reach out on LinkedIn. It's my pleasure to do that. It's my own way, our own way to give back, as some people also took a chance on us. So okay, can I drop my LinkedIn? Okay, Pelumi, can you drop your LinkedIn profile so that those who want to connect can connect? I'll drop mine as well. All right, so but let me drop first. This is the link to register for the HR strategic HR training, strategic HR management training. I said it's coming up September. So if you're interested, please use this link. If you register today to show your interest, then you get to pay 30,000 naira instead of 35. I'm going to send a mail as well as regards that, but this is the link to use. If you register today, that will be 30,000 naira. You'll be booked down for that 30,000 naira instead of 35. All right. Thank you so much, Pelumi, for joining me to do this. I know we're going to do much more. Yes, that's Pelumi's LinkedIn profile. So guys, connect with him. Great guy. You can see for yourself anyway. You definitely be reaching out a lot of questions. I think, Kemi, as much as you can. It's a pleasure to do that. So let me just drop this tip. Many people reach out and they just want to bug you with, I'm looking for a job. The truth is, nobody has a job that they just keep sharing here and there. But when it comes to capacity development, helping you to become strong to the level you can now get the job you want, please feel free. It's our pleasure to do that. All right. So this note, I want to say a very big thank you to Pelumi again. Thank you for joining me to do this today. And I know we'll do much more. All right, guys. On this note, okay, let me drop my LinkedIn profile. I'm trying to copy that online. So some people already found me out. I don't know how they did that. Okay, maybe just my name, because I can see a lot of friend requests already. Okay, so let me copy that profile. Please, if you are interested in the HR management training, register today before the door closes and you pay 35,000 naira. It's a 3 weeks long training and the facilitators are solid. I myself, I'll be attending. I'm telling you, I'll be taking sessions on performance management and learning and development. Absolutely, which is my core area. And I'll also be doing some things teaching about strategy. Oh, somebody already looked for my profile for me. Thank you so much, anybody. God bless you. Thank you. All right, on this note, we draw a close. Pelumi, thank you so much. Can I see your face before I go off? Let me see your face again.
Yeah,
thank you
so much. Guys, please
right.
register for the upcoming sessions. Please
All
build
right.
your capacity and we'll see you at the top. Enjoy the
All
rest
right.
of the weekend, guys.
All right. Thank you all. See you at the top, just like Pelumi said. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye, everyone.